At this hour, the United States has been invaded by aliens. This just feels very official, so I thought I would say something crazy like that. Hi, Anson Mount here to answer some of your questions in the Facebook stratosphere. Before I forget, though, we're doing this to publicize the season premiere, the last season premiere of Hell on Wheels, which is going to be Saturday, June 11th at 9 p.m. on AMC. So now that I got that out of the way, we'll answer some questions. And we're going to start with Michelle asks, as a proud Canadian, I was wondering how your filming was here. It was fantastic, especially getting to work in Calgary with a crew of people that all really truly cared about the story, and the best wranglers on the planet and the best horses on the planet. Really enjoyed working in Calgary, and I want to do it again. And next question, Kyle asks, how long did it take you to learn how to disassemble and reassemble the revolver without looking down and doing it all that while walking at a steady pace? A solid week, doing it every time I had downtime between scenes. I couldn't take the gun home because of laws and set practices, but I worked on it a lot, and it wasn't easy on that particular gun because the timing mechanism is so specific in those ball and cap pistols, whereas Eastwood had a cartridge conversion, which is a lot easier to do that on. And yeah, so it took a while, but it was worth it. Now, James asks, what has been the most challenging thing for you working on the series? Challenging. I gotta say, the workload combined with the elements, but both of those things end up helping in a way also. The exhaustion makes it so you have fewer defenses, and your creative mind changes a little bit. And the elements, you know, that we always joked that they were an extra character for our show, because we were all days exterior. We had to roll with whatever God gave us, and he gave us some great stuff to work with. So I would say that. Now, Julia asks, what was your favorite season to work on? My goodness. I gotta say, it just got better and better. I think the last one, because it was longest, we shot 14 back to back, and we just all knew there was sort of this sense of impending nostalgia, and we knew that it was coming to an end, and we all tried to soak it up and enjoy it as much as possible. Next, Ruth asks, was any of the filming ever done in Nebraska during that part of the series? No, our deal was with Alberta and Alberta strictly, and a lot of people, I think a lot of people don't, no offense, but a lot of people don't quite realize how difficult it is to move a production, or how expensive it is, or how you have to factor in things like having local crew, experienced crew available. Otherwise, you have to fly in your entire crew, which is prohibitively expensive on a television budget. Even Game of Thrones, they have different crews that work in different places around the world, and they don't move them around because of that reason. And Alberta has a lot of versatility in terms of its exteriors, and so we were able to mimic Nebraska and Utah and Nevada and all those places. Robert asks, have you considered doing another history-based show? Absolutely. I'm a history buff, and I think that there are as many, if not more, great stories out there that haven't been told than the ones you could make up in your head. Also, what's great about working with a historical, well, the drawback and the benefit is that the drawback is your hands are a little bit tied by historical fact, but you have a tremendous amount of source material. You don't find yourself sitting in the writer's room stuck as much. All right, next question. Cody, very excited to see your continuing career and wondering if you're working on anything at the moment. No, I'm not working on anything at the moment other than a few things developmentally, and I'm working on my next thing later this summer. Julie asks, do you have a favorite, okay, this is being typed as we speak. Do you have a favorite scene? Not really. Sorry, that's not a that's like asking me what's my favorite day last year. I'm not really sure. Gower asks, are you a Lee Marvin fan? You show many different aspects of how Lee Marvin acted. First of all, thank you. I am a huge Lee Marvin fan. I think that Lee Marvin, he broke the mold at the time of what a leading man should look like and how he should behave. He could be a villain, he could be a hero, he could be an anti-hero. He was a man, and he's a fantastic actor. I really like his body of work, and I wish I could have worked with him. Camille asks, what was your favorite part working on the show? That's easy, getting to ride a horse and getting paid for it, combined with getting to be outside and get paid for it. I'm dreading going back to a studio-based show where there are no windows, and I just happen to believe that any work of art needs a certain amount of chaos, and studios are designed to remove chaos from the equation, and they drive me absolutely insane. Shelley asks, what did you find difficult about playing Cullen? What did I find difficult about playing Cullen? I don't think anything was too difficult. I'm not really sure. I think I don't know. He came pretty easy to me at the beginning and then just deepened. At the outset, I guess it was trying to believe that people could look at me and think I could be tough. And trust that they would still believe that because my friends just laugh at me. Brian asks, who do you miss the most from the show? That's not a fair question, Brian. I miss everyone equally, and I miss all my horses equally. That's all I'll say on that. Cindy asks, please tell me you're going to get sweet in the end. It's like the guy won't die. Cindy, do you honestly think that I do not have a confidentiality clause in my contract? Thank you for your passion and your vigor, but I'm not going to answer your question. You're going to have to watch the show to find out. Let's see, who's next? Jackie asks, what's your favorite TV show to watch? Oh, man. I've got many. I'm very excited to see Twin Peaks come back. I'll be interested to see what David Lynch did with that. I think the best show so far is that and Breaking Bad. I've been enjoying Bloodline and Transparent. What else? I liked Mad Dogs. I'm sorry that Amazon didn't renew that. What else? I'm excited to see Preacher on AMC. I haven't seen that yet, but I don't get cable, so I'm having to rely upon the things I get through my PlayStation. So, next, Randy asks, is there one thing that you would have liked your character? Is there one thing you would have liked your character to have done differently or gone in a different angle? There are always, as an actor, Randy, looking back, there are always little things that you would like to go back and tweak. But if you're the kind of person that gets stuck on that stuff, you will go insane because you can't. Yeah, there are a lot of little things here or there that I see, and I go, I totally missed that. What was I thinking? But in terms of the writing, that's not my job. Sure, there are times when I felt that we should be going in a different direction. And more often than not, the writers really listened to me, but they weren't huge. I don't think an actor should be determining the course of a season. Maybe not even the arc of his own character. So I'll say that I trusted my writer's work more often than not. Darlene asks, if you didn't play Cullen, what character would you have liked to play? I'm not on the show. I don't. I've never considered that before. I think Mickey was a good role, but I think Phil Burke did that better than anybody could have. So it's a good thing I didn't play the part. Becky asks, do you hope to work with other cast members in the future projects? Absolutely, yeah. I made a lot of friends in this cast, and I would love to work with most any of them again. And Phil's become a good friend, Common's become a good friend. I'd love to jump back in there with a different piece of material. Barbara asks, did you have a favorite guest director? Oh man, we had so many good directors. I don't think I could really name a bad one. We were fortunate enough to be Neil LaBute's first TV show, and we really grew to like him. Michael Nankin is one of my favorite TV directors. Adam Davidson is brilliant. David Von Anken started us out and ended us with directing the final episode. There are so many that I can't even begin to name them all. But yeah, we had good directors. I think you can see that in the work. Dorothy asks, who were you most sad to see killed off on the show? I think that there was a count done recently, and we had killed about the same number of characters as we had episodes, and not just guys in the background, like people that had names and stuff. Obviously, the one I was most disappointed about was seeing Elam go. I thought that was a great character, and Common did amazing things with it, and I enjoyed working with Common. That was tough. Deborah asks, when your character is in emotional distress, does it take a toll on you? Like when you wrapped the scene where you buried Elam, how did you feel? I felt like getting a glass of wine and a meal. This is a hard question to answer because I think so many actors make more of this than they should, because I do not believe that artists should show or wear the struggle of their work on their sleeve. No, it's make-believe. We play make-believe. That's why it's called a play. We play. We don't hate a role, or we don't have angst for a role. We play a role. So it's play, and it fundamentally comes from a place of play, even if your tears are coming to your eyes. With that said, the days are long, and any physical activity, including emotion, is going to take energy from you. So it can be draining, but it does not take an emotional toll like some actors would have you believe. If it does, that's time to quit acting and check into a certain facility for a while. Carmen asks, and this is the last question, in what ways do you personally identify with Cullen? I don't see a benefit in personally identifying with a character, so I don't really think about it from that point of view. There are little things about being from the rural South that we definitely share, and I think integrity, we share a great faith and belief in that. But I'm not so interested in identifying with a character as I am with understanding a character or making a character clear. Oh, one last one, and then that's really it. Gloria asks, do you think Westerns, I think that's what's supposed to be, typo. Do you think Westerns will make a comeback knowing the popularity of the show? There is this great myth in the business that Westerns don't do well overseas, and this still persists, even though I can show you the numbers. It's doing very well. I think there'll always be a Western getting made somewhere. It's a genre. It's our martial art film. It's not going to go away. But at the same time, I think that genre sometimes is overplayed, because it's just what we use to very generally point at something and say it's kind of this thing. But Westerns do tend to be a bit different in that we have a lot of our identity tied up in it. But Hell on Wheels wasn't just a Western. Hell on Wheels was its own thing. The creators even called it an Eastern, because it was about Eastern industrialism coming to the West. So that's a very long-winded way of saying yes, I think that Westerns are going to be around for a while, and they're not going anyplace soon. There's got to be some kind of escape from science fiction. All right, I'm supposed to say thank you so much for watching and sending your questions my way. You can see I'm reading it. But seriously, thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for being fans all these years and sticking with us and believing in us and giving us positive feedback. It really has meant a lot. And don't forget to tune in to the premiere, Saturday night, 9 o'clock, June 11th on AMC. Appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Hope you like it. Bye.